Episode 2 of Manifest is here, ladies and gentlemen, along with new questions and theories to explore. So let's get right into it with my questions for this episode. What are the passengers hearing in their heads? Who is the He is Risen lady? What special connection do the twins have? And who or what is the Shadow Killer? Episode 2 Reentry leads off with 20 of the Flight 828 passengers detained after the plane's mysterious explosion. The 20 start realizing that those on board have been hearing things and even seeing images that called them to the plane. But it seems as though these messages aren't limited to voices, as Ben begins to hear violin music. Naturally, this leads him to Rad, our violin player from episode 1, who desperately needs help exonerating his jailed son. What Ben and Michaela have been hearing in their heads seems to have unlimited scope. We can expect sounds, images, signals, and possibly even other people's voices in episodes to come. Nothing is off limits. These callings give them clues, guiding them where it wants them to go. The voices also follow a similar pattern. Hear voice, be called, lead to someone in need, help that person. Ben hears the music and is led to Rad, hears it again and discovers the jewelry shop owner's son was the one behind the robbery. Note that none of the scenarios in which Ben and Michaela have helped people, the bus child, the locked girls, Rad's son, have come from their own investigative work, but rather are purely a result of coincidence or being in the right place at the right time. How did Michaela know to look into the locked container? How did Ben know where the jewelry was and that Valero Jr. would be waiting there ready to be caught red-handed? Even they don't know. One might say these discoveries were miraculous. This ties into the theory that a greater power is the calling source, and religion undoubtedly plays a heavy role in this series. God works in mysterious ways. The all things work together for good pillow again. Still don't believe in miracles? And prominently, He is risen, He is not here. The woman here is quoting Matthew 28:6, where Jesus Christ has risen and left his tomb. She directs this to Cal, a passenger in the flight with a similar resurrection storyline. Everyone was thought long dead but is now returned. And Cal specifically was in many ways dead, or assuredly going to be due to his diagnosis, and now he may live. Though rarely do events like these happen just for symbolism, could Cal be a savior to come? And what could that mean for his twin Olive? We certainly know that Olive and Cal have more than just a normal connection. She says she knew Cal wasn't dead, she could feel him. How far will this connection go? Will she be able to connect to Cal's callings like Luke and Leia through the Force? Will she, in turn, be called? And then there's a big new question mark, the shadow. We get our first glimpse of it in Cal's drawing. It's positioned directly behind him and closest to his mother. My first instinct was that perhaps this shadow was Grace's secret lover. But then it's seen following around Kelly, a passenger from the flight who's decided to leak info to the press. We begin to wonder what the shadow's intentions are. Is the shadow sinister or good? Or... nope, yeah, that thing is evil. But let's rewind this final scene. Kelly watches her segment on the news. She says now that she's spoken up, she thinks the government is watching her. The natural assumption is that this shadow is a government agent taking her out. But look at her as she's watching, focused. And then she smiles. This leads me to 3 conclusions. 1, the government will take the heat for this death, but likely is not the culprit. 2, she either went on TV for her 15 minutes of fame and she's enjoying the attention, or 3, she's up to something sinister. Is she working for or with someone to divert the public's attention? Is that someone the shadow who now has no use for her? Or is the shadow a being intent on eliminating the passengers, just like the plane was eliminated? Perhaps them all being called to the plane to witness its explosion was a warning. Watch out, someone is out to get you. Either way, it seems like the 20 or 19 now on Flight 828 have more to worry about than just rebuilding lost relationships. That's it for this episode of Exploring Manifest. Before I let you go, here's a little Easter egg I noticed. When Michaela goes to make up with her friend Lourdes, did anyone notice her street number? 3528. 3 plus 5 equals 8, 828. Coincidence or a cheeky addition from the production team? Stay tuned for more theories and make sure to like and subscribe as well as check out my other videos. Until next week.